We're going to talk about OpenHeart, but this time about an exclusive tool that they let me try for a short but quite interesting time. And as a beta tester, what I was able to do was really grind it out, and that was great. What we're going to see next is a quick reel of everything I was able to do thanks to what I'm going to present to you later. Well, everything you saw I did over the last few days thanks to the tools we're going to learn about on the computer. Let's go straight to the computer, but to the monitor on the table, and on that monitor on the table, what I have cool to see is that there is a new area called One-Click Story. And in this new area we have different types of questions to create. There are 3 that are extremely simple and in a straight line: character block or log, music, video, explainer video. These 2 here, except when one comes to create something. Okay, I'm getting into this and I can choose the star who's going to be in this video. It can be any character in the community, and there are many. Well, or it could be some character that I already have made or whatever is really cool. We can choose a character directly that is in a photo. Okay, so this is very, very cool. We upload it, have it ready, and then change presets, such as adding music or changing the model by which the images will be made and the model by which the videos will be made. I put create story, and for just 1,000 credits I will create a render of approximately 1 minute that will have certain characteristics like those you saw in the montage or the sequence I put in the intro. Now it is important to understand that this tool has a relative cost. If we have a very basic account, it may be a little restrictive. Still, it's completely ridiculous not to pay $29 a month. Be able to budget, and use all these new tools and the old tools to make it our advertising creative agency, our entertainment creative agency, whatever we have. Here we are going to find a solution to that problem, and that's why I have it in the pipeline. It is not the only option. Let's move on to the other options to understand them better. The next option to video blog is music video. This option, the music video option, is phenomenal. Not only does it serve as if we are, as I said before, an entertainment company in general or an advertising company, or we simply want to have interesting, fast-paced content on a channel where we create content, managed for intros, outros, or directly for our stories. But we can also, as musicians, if we make a beat or if we make some kind of song that we went to the studio to record, or if we are artificial intelligence producers like me of music, we can take that musical theme, place our character and choose three things. 2 of them have a character, okay? History and zinc. We can use characters and the style is another thing. First of all, let's talk about history. History is a history video clip about a character X that we have here, or we can make a story, okay? So, what does it mean? You'll listen to the music, the lyrics, and put it together in Spanish, English, or other languages. You'll put together a story in the aspect ratio we give you, choosing the image type and the video type. Now here we are with the traditional video models. If I move to sync, it is a beta, but it is an option. I can choose from multiple characters in the community. Can I choose a character of mine, and what will he do? This is going to give me the choice between any of these image models, or it is going to give me the choice between this platform that does dubbing with very cool characters, that has these puppets, these avatars that can talk, sing, etc., or OpenArt lip sync that we are going to talk about a little later. Which one I protested the most is good. So, what is special about the single? This is quite striking. It's that we can make a video one by one, ideal for all publications such as those on Instagram, obviously vertical and horizontal, YouTube or story. Okay, so if I grab this one, what's going to happen is that it's going to try to make the artificial intelligence of this area of OpenArt, based on the API, whether it's gender or not, make a performance of this character singing in a music.
Están preparados para rock and roll, vamos todos juntos ahora a cantar. Saben mis muchachos, es hora del rock. Mi nombre es Vicky, empecemos hoy.
And I go to style. These two were. We told a story or someone who is singing the song as if they were a rapper doing a rap. Or you guys are singing well. They go to style. And what's in style? And this is interesting. We can choose a style from all these styles to make a clip with our music, or we can put auto style that chooses by itself the one that seems best, or we can make a custom in custom. It's great because we can describe in Spanish or English. I recommend it in English. But in Spanish or English we can describe the style we want to have around the music we're putting on this AI. And of course, we can choose both the image model and the video model. The cost credits in this one is a little higher. For example, the previous one we saw was 1000 credits and this is 1500 credits, a little further. But here is the important issue. I think it's super important to market, because when we're watching the workstream and we're going to see it with this area here, which is timeline, and the number of videos it runs through the models it gives us to choose from, it ends up being expensive. Very cool. It's not bad at all, not bad at all. What we get as a result in the output, both for the images it creates and the number of videos it creates, as well as for the editing and the output it creates. So let's say, what we get is a value that if we want to do it separately by hand it will cost us more, and my calculation is that it will cost us at least 600 more credits on average, 500 more credits on average. So the price-quality ratio is pretty good. Okay, so what are we going to choose? Whatever is most comfortable for us. Let's say, if I don't have any character, if what I want is a musical theme of mine, I'm a traditional record producer, I'm an independent musician, I'm an artificial intelligence producer or an independent artificial intelligence musician. Either way, wherever I'm standing, I can grab that piece of music, tell it the style I want, or have it do a style on its own, or describe a style, and I'll be able to crank out that piece of music in 3 minutes with something much better than just a black screen.
Bajo sombras del bosque se escucha un cantar, ecos de la historia que no morirá, valientes guerreros unidos en clan, con la fuerza del venado del gran se alzará.
Very, very cool. He's not going to bring out the whole topic. If it is the part, let's say that it may not be there yet in some way. Now, what comes out, which is more or less a minute, is a minute to put into a story for what? To start advertising, promoting, and to start stirring up the hornet's nest and directing our entire audience wherever we want. In the case of music, it could be your SoundCloud or Spotify. Wherever you're generating revenue, YouTube Music. Wherever you're generating revenue from the music you create or the content you create. This section is very interesting. I think it's one of the strongest Breton sections, especially because of the music and entertainment segments. I really like history here. It goes like a pineapple. I love what comes out of history as much as what is achieved. We can talk about what works best and what works worst at the moment, because this is very important. This is a relief. I'm making the video on the 14th. Tomorrow the 15th is the launch, and these people have worked like dogs. Incredible how they have worked. I've seen it from behind. I had the opportunity to see it from behind, and it's amazing what these people have done. So there's going to be an update to this. They're going to have a cinematic universe type plan, where they're going to do new things. They've taken a lot of what we beta testers did and are really working hard to make this a true production streamlined system for everyone who needs it in the area that needs it, which is a goal for everyone. So let's look at the next one, which is also very interesting. Let's say, if we have a channel, we are teachers and we are getting into the world of using generative tools with very important AI. Coaches, consultants in whatever. The explainer video is an explanatory video. Now the explanatory video is not very useful for us Spanish speakers because it would not be outputting in Spanish. And there's another thing that we don't do here, which is use an original character, let's say. But if we're working with an English-speaking audience, which is the case for almost the entire entertainment industry, I mean, assuming you want to have an impact on the best markets in the world, with your product, with your service, with whatever. This is a very affordable solution. Very accessible, really extremely accessible. And to top it all off, they offer us a library of really cool voices, starting with these ones, and it's very likely that they're going to add a ton more, and they have plans to, of course, expand the thing. We can choose the video model, we can choose the image model, and then we have a selection of the music track that would go with the explanatory video. Now it's important to choose a musical theme that we handle or have a theme from someone who is public, because otherwise you won't find it. And then, of course, if we don't have any music and it's also really cool here, we can choose from a list of music tracks that are pretty good. Okay, I actually made a couple to try and see what would come out of it, and it was fine, easy.
Hello everyone. Today is a great day because we're going to learn about the qualities of alchemy. My name is Dramario and I'm an expert. First, connect the wires to the radium metal.
And we don't want it to have background music. We just want it to have the voice. We can do it. We put new background music and there will be no background music. Okay, here are two options. We write the script we want, or we can create a script with AI, which is super mega cool. We come in here, we put in the idea we want and it generates the script that comes to mind. I don't know, we want him to give us one to conquer the world or whatever. You will find it here. The auto Polish script is a secondary tool. Aside from this, we can make the AI recognize perhaps that there are parts that could be improved and do a little polishing before going out in the next level. Of course, down here if you can't think of anything, there's like a cat seminar, a puma giving an introduction, a trip through Asia, technological innovations, etc. You can choose for this video these different models of style image. For example, photorealistic, micro animation, which is very funny that you could see. Look at this. Very funny. It's like they are tiny inside one. A miniature one is great. Then they have the topic of drawing with crayon. This one is also very pretty. It's pixel art, the famous and well-regarded Ghibli. Well, the cyberpunk model and the typical photorealistic one with the typical 3D style. Now, what can we do if we don't want any of these? We asked for a custom style, and what the custom style does is give us a box where we can photorealistic, which was what we asked for, and we can write whatever we need for that video, which is very cool. I think it's a good idea. I don't know, like a Van Gogh painting. We'll have to see if he can make it here. This is somehow a bit of trial and error at first, and over time this area, I'm going to try to go into depth, tool by tool, so that we understand how to use it efficiently for business purposes, so that whatever the business we have, particularly the entertainment industry, you know, that's what entertainment is, and I'm going to talk from that perspective. But the most important thing about all this is that we can produce an output in 3 minutes, make a publication, have a brand strategy around it, a budget to work with, and in a month have everything covered with a really super moderate budget. Super moderate for a multi-reach advertising campaign. Now let's go back. And we have the other thing that's inside all of this. Let's see, we said a blog, a music video, an explainer, and suppose you are like yourselves. You're in entertainment. You're screenwriters, storyboarders who want to have a tool to show your ideas. You're independent authors with an entertainment studio who want to create their content. Artificial intelligence artists who need to do it dynamically in a streamline that allows you to visualize, to view what you have. Well, great, Open Editor is what you were seeing on the other monitor. Look at this monitor here and see what an editor sounds like when creating an edit on a timeline with a storyboard. Now I'm going to show it. Aside from the storyboard, what really ends up happening is that if I don't take good care of myself, I could end up missing out on what I was doing. I told you, I'm on the previous day. I'm putting things together for tomorrow, and I wanted to make this video so that it's available as soon as everything is released. So the explainer video we said was this last one for explanation. And well, we have Open Editor. What I'm going to do is go into Open Editor and it's going to tell me how I want to start. I want to start by writing and generating things, or I want to upload things. Now suppose you already had all the images, but not the videos, and you know what your images are. This is also very, very cool, and I'm going to tell you why. Because what started out as list view is now called what it should always have been called, storyboard, and as such we start with a simple sequence. Well, I have the possibility here to put, if I want the title, from the start I will put test X, and this is going to be saved. We have a small undo, redo a save state, and these two buttons that as I started from this part 1 have the storyboard. But I could have gone to the timeline directly. This area is an area that I fell in love with, because what can we do here? We can add the scenes, well, and if we want to accommodate a scene we just have to do it like this, and that's it. There was first, then. Now suppose you don't have the art of that. They say here a cat.
Oscuridad y muerte, nuestro plan no teme, lo entiende, lo abraza por allá.
Es curandera de dolor, hechicera de vida, dadora de amor, sirviente de Gaia. Sirviente de Gaia. Dulce como miel, pequeña y tiernas, sonrisa picardía, una niña de luz,
Wow, wow, gu, wow. Wow, wow, gu, wow. Manchitas. Wow, orejas pequeñitas, patitas de loquita.
Then I'm going to put a capital letter on it. A cat looking at a goldfish, and I'm going to put it in a fish bowl. Because of course, he thought the cat was in the water. It's literal, you don't have to be careful with that. I just put it like that. And prompts aren't exactly an art, but you do have to be pretty direct, especially if you're working with Flux Contact, which is one of the best models available today for working. We're going to give it to him again. And what is the program going to do? You're going to create another shot. Another idea right here. The streamline that makes this thing here go to the other side as a video. Like I'm going to put here where the camera does. A dolly zoom while the cat smiles. And he turns his head slightly. So by putting what I just put, what I have to choose here is which model I'm going to use to do it. I have to choose Standard Pro Clean. I have the Pittsburgh ones. I have the Sedans 1.0. Light, High, Standard and 1. Okay. For now these are the models available and the one I'm going to choose is this one. Because it comes alone, without credits, and the quality is quite good, and more so because I'm trying to get the idea across. So what I'm going to do for just 100 credit, I'm going to click here with this image, which is the one that ended up choosing, and automatically the program is going to play a video that's so. What's so interesting about this? I'm controlling a storyboard creation pipeline, which I'm automatically transforming into an animatic. Okay, I'm making an AI video animatic based on this. And even the shots, the different take, can be photographs that I've already thought of with actors and trying to get the idea across, because, let's remember, making the whole camera setup and everything else is very expensive. So we can do this here. Once the video is ready, which is quite fast, I can watch it, see that it says whether it's the same or not, and I press play and see how cool it is. Okay, we are impressive. First, one thing I want to make crystal clear is that I'm amazed at the variety of models available here to choose from. I find it super interesting. I can choose a bunch of models to make the teaser that we'll see later. I was able to choose a ton of models that are really cool, and honestly it's amazing that the story area is incredibly cool. Very good. It's a great value to go to the link below in the description or wherever this video is posted and get a 10% discount with the code. And I strongly recommend that you get the full account for $29. Go straight to that one. And if you want to start with the $14 one, no problem. They want to try it out for a while, the month or whatever time they're given with the limited, free credits, no problem. But what I feel is that they are on the path to making their dreams move. This is the most interesting tool cost, price result. And this is the most vital thing for me. It is the most vital thing. Are humans in sight? These people are in sight. They greet you, they talk to you. I'm not just saying this. I'm a very reserved person when it comes to making those kinds of observations, but it's truly incredible. And then they consider themselves a very interesting little team of technicians and someone who is acting as a spokesperson. And the truth is that I am very grateful for the excellent treatment that Monzon provides. The channel that you have is beautiful. The truth is that if you know English, it is a good place. He has videos that are published on OpenArt and then he has videos that are published on his channel. Either one is fabulous, which makes it very useful. Well, then what did I say? With this we can take each shot directly, each one, and I have a better image. I grab, I say upload, or if I have something generated, I can go to generations, but what I recommend is always having it downloaded in good quality. So now I'm going to take a pic. As you can see, I was very active. All of this is what I'm going to show you throughout the week. I'm going to go find an image that makes sense. Let's go here and I'm going to look for one of all these images. This one here, the pirate boy, one of my characters.
Hola, es mi nombre. Darko me ha llamado. Mi madre la pirata, mi ardilla fiel aquí.
Somos un equipo, buscamos el tesoro.
Vamos a ganarlo,
Seremos así.
And Tiki is coming out very soon. And then the pirate boy is singing here. And what I'm going to put on the other side is, I'm going to ask you then to create this video. Type create for $100. I'm going to continue choosing Zidane because he seems economical and valid for the sample and he's an excellent engine for video generation. It's one of the little things and it's the light, not the pro. The pro is a joke. It's spectacular. It's incredible. Of course, here we are talking about Pro model. The model we have is the Clean 2.1 Pro, which is also quite good. I would say one of the top of the range in Pixel Art 4.5 at 1080p and then we have. No, I didn't like the results very much, but Windows Point 1 also competes and is cheap. But if you want to animate 2D, what I recommend is that you use the Minimax Loop. The standard or the Pro works like a charm with. Awesome. Well, we'll give it a little while, but by then I'll have 2 scenes that I'll be able to start working on later. Obviously, with 2 scenes we're not going to do much, but it doesn't matter. It'll serve me for the demonstration and when this stops working wonders, as Making Words says, we'll have another video for just 100 credits and the truth is that it's a cost-benefit ratio. Brilliant, interesting fact about why and for what to work with a platform like OpenArt and in particular with OpenArt. The curated amount of selection of models that we have without having to pay 30,000 subscriptions everywhere. I have done. This coming month I'm going to stop using Clint's subscription and put everything I have to work inside OpenArt. Because now I even have the VO Fast, that is, the 3 Fast. Let's say it costs an arm and a leg. But anyway it costs an arm and a leg everywhere. Here I have it without having to do all the mess. Now they just launched it in Europe. They're doing something very detailed that I see on the Google platform. It has censorship but it's impressive. We can't put a picture of anything. It's incredible. Then it becomes very difficult to work. Operating is more flexible, not with not safe for work content. Okay, no more coming here to do weird things. Here we are all professionals who work perhaps with something a little risque, but not with that orientation that accepts a bit of nudity typical of normal cinematography. And then, if you want something experimental, people, go somewhere else. This wouldn't be the place. So we have my dear Darko and he is with his little squirrel singing. Look how beautiful Darko, how he moves to change, how he plays with the squirrel. Excellent. Excellent. It's unbelievable. You are not following what I told you because I wrote it wrong here. The camera orbit shape is wrong, trumped. So don't hit me for the bad prompts, because I'm doing this with almost no sleep and eager to share such a tremendous tool with you. So to keep the video from being extremely long, let's move on to the timeline, when I already have all these little things that even I can grab and decide. For example, generate all the videos and generate all the videos, and that's it. Okay, for a price X day are generated one by one. I recommend one by one. It is not worth putting all the prompts here and pulling the lever like that, because when you go little by little you spend less. If you are completely sure and know what you are doing 100%, it is a great tool. I'm going to use it a lot, because then I'll say tack, 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 all the tens. I shoot, I go to sleep and come back. Okay. Another thing, just like images, we can have two versions. Suppose I don't like this kitty. I'll change what I want here and give it a retry. Well, I'm just going to do it with this one. Then I give it a retry. And what are you going to? It couldn't be more organized. Okay, this was one of the many peculiarities that I found useful. The area for me has utility in the other three options in the first and second, because I can use my characters and lacks a bit of utility in general when I cannot use characters because I make a living by selling them. But this adds an incredible, infernal value. The truth is that I think that with this part, not with the timeline, with this part, I am happy here. This saved me a ton of time and I'm extremely happy. Now if I finish my videos, okay, I have these two little videos, right? And I say, well, let's see which of the two I like more. I like this new one that was made. Now then, that the camera orbits better or the other one I like better? Well, not a minor detail. I can go in here. I do this and download the video. So not only will I have the material at closing, but that is also a value. I go to the timeline I have on the timeline. I have all the shots, and in the timeline I'm going to have the ones I chose to be on the timeline. That is, the kitten that looks like this with other kitten and the pirate that dances. Okay. Well, like any timeline, I can make distance modifications. It doesn't have spaces, that is, I can't generate spaces. If I drag this, well, I'm going to be fine. Here I hold down the left button and drag this one. Notice how I'm bringing the other one. Okay, I know I don't have the ability to transform and make a space here. See how they are coming together? Well, this may be something to modify in the future. The truth is that it is like this because it is thought of in the streamline, in the linearity of a storyboard type montage, where we don't have fine tools, we have rougher tools. Still, I recommend that you make a 5-second video in the resolution you intend to use. If you have it in the gallery as just another video, you can put it. If you don't feel like watching the video and want the app to do it, you put a black image and say black image with nothing and try. But hey, it's not that hard to do it in your editor, or even by searching you can find a video in that resolution, be it vertical, horizontal, or square, and use it as a separator. For example, I'm going to bring one so you can see what I mean. I'm going to go to one that was a mistake, which is this one here. I'm going to open it, which is going to be, it's going to upload it because, and that's why I did it. We can upload more material, be it an image, a song that we can choose from among many songs that they have here, or you can choose by genre, by tempo, well, or upload it yourself with a limit of 10 megabytes per song. Okay. And the videos are limited to 100 megabytes and the images are also limited to 10 megabytes. You can upload a dubbing, a voiceover. Okay. But now, since you can't make these cuts, the dubbing has to be perfectly done, perfectly planned, measured for the timing you need. So what are you going to do? They're going to grab this black block, and if they need it at the beginning, they'll put it at the beginning, and they need it in between, they'll put it between the two lines and manage the time they need from cutting to black. You guys okay? And then in this way they will have a black cut or a black entrance. You're not going to have any transitions other than that. Cuts to cut, cut to okay. So this is one way. If you already have a song, what I'm going to do now is grab any of these. This one, for example, is, and for his master, I'm going to add this one. Okay. So if I go back, you'll see that the track is here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It must have been pretty strong. Let's lower the sound of what you hear a little. I'm going to put it here. Okay, and the timeline now adds music. Okay, great. We now have music and we have an image. Then I'm going back. Something like that. Great. I think this is of course. Then you go and click download and you would download it. Okay. You would download it. You can remove the watermark because by default at the moment it has a small OpenArt watermark. But you can remove it either in your gallery. You have an option to do it or whatever. Well, this is it, and we're a little late. This is the summary of what the new tool that is being launched was launched. Because I can only make this video if the tool is launched. This is the tool they had in store, and we worked hard to see if it would come to fruition, which it did. It will have other stages of development. As always happens in almost all applications, there is a stage where one makes a release and then that release has improvement. And this will have quite a few improvements throughout its life cycle, because it is to start an area that is precisely that of history. Look, they always had history in mind. Remember that OpenArt is one of the many first platforms that emphasizes creating your own style model, your own characters, your own product. It serves for everything that involves wanting to have stability. I found it while searching for stability so I could create my own AI-powered product based on original content. For that, I needed a tool that would allow me to create my own original content using what I do as an artist and find this. The truth is that it was spectacular. So to close things out on a high note, I want to share with you what I ended up editing. In that timeline, there's the release of the Picky Spells teaser trailer as animated content. I hope you'll be able to listen to the music over time. By the boat, it won't be long before I start editing it, and let them know about this magical world. The truth is, thanks to the inspiration of my beautiful creation, co-creation, my daughter exists thanks to it. But anyway, don't forget, go to the OpenArt website. Use the link below the description. Enter an incredible world where you can truly give shape to your idea. And then those dreams you captured in those images can move forward. And with this editor, you can move them forward. How to make longer videos then? How then can we make these constructions that were previously very difficult to make with artificial intelligence? With this, and the truth that, except for a few things that obviously need to be improved and a few issues that would obviously be good to add in future iterations, what's there is fabulous and adds value to the platform, which I congratulate you on. I wholeheartedly congratulate these people who have the will to get up every day to give us the tools to create better people like you, like me, made of flesh and blood, with affection, with children, with families. Just a team of 10 people who are creating one of the most competitive applications on the market, and I believe that everyone in Latin America, in the entertainment industry, and around the world needs to start getting involved more than anything with these types of platforms and, of course, their use and abuse. I recommend OpenArt beyond the connection I have with them, which is keto, as I said at the beginning. It's simple because we're building it little by little, and that's how I like it. So nothing, I leave you a greeting. In the next videos, we're going to look at more specific things, and you'll find that my social media is going to be filled with trailers, teasers, and things I couldn't do before, but that I'm able to do thanks to these people. See you next time.